Hello, everybody. This is Wrestling Rampage. I'm Joey,
I'm Tommy.
and Pops did not want to do the video, so he's not going to be in the video.
Yeah, he's not going to be in the video. It's just me and Joey today.
Yes, but we're only doing one video today, and that is as you guys read the title, it is the Living on a Razor's Edge, the Scott Hall story. This is the DVD review. Yes, there it is. That's the standard DVD. Really great graphics on it. I really dig the graphics on it. Scott Hall. You open it up. Has him versus Rick Martel.
Him versus Bret Hart, Royal Rumble 93.
Open it up even more. It has all the stuff that is on the disc.
Even this one, Big Scott Hall.
Big Scott Hall when it was the AWA years. We got him as Razor Ramon, then we got him as Scott Hall on the last disc. And
there's the back.
You got the back right there, which that's the standard DVD.
Yeah, this is the standard. That's what I get.
Which is a 3-disc set, standard DVD. What I got, and by the way, we went to Walmart, and they didn't have it there.
They did not have the new Scott Hall DVD.
No, I didn't.
So fuck Walmart. So we went to Best Buy.
Yeah, we went to Best Buy, and the funny thing is, all right, you guys know, and by the way, this is Tommy's copy of his DVD, and we weren't bullshitting when we said this. That this is the brand new copy right here, still in plastic and everything. This is the brand new copy of the Scott Hall DVD that we are going to be giving away in this video.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
Yeah, so stay tuned at the end of this review because you could be the winner if you did enter the contest. And this is a brand new Scott Hall DVD that we did buy. And the funny thing is, when we were at Best Buy, all it had was 2 copies of the Scott Hall DVD. And I ended up getting the
last copy.
Yeah, the last copy. They only had 1 copy of this, and this is the Razor Ramon. The same thing. It's the Living on the Razor's Edge, the Scott Hall story. This is the Steelbook version. This is on Blu-ray, and it's Steelbook. You got Scott Hall on the cover as Razor Ramon on the back. Same deal. And you got the front, the spine of it, and it is it's a 2-disc set.
Different cover too.
A different cover and everything, and that's the reason why I like getting the steel books. What'd you think about the Scott Hall story?
The Scott Hall story was a really good story. Especially, he talked about his early years.
Growing up in Miami, and then getting a job as a bouncer, strip clubs, things of that nature, and he ended up killing a guy.
Yeah, accidentally killing a guy. The guy had a gun on him, and he fought for the gun and accidentally shot the guy in the head.
Yep.
They battled for a gun. Scott Hall had 2nd-degree murder charge on him.
But he
beat that.
Yeah, but they were later dropped because it was self-defense.
Yeah, self-defense.
Going to the AWA. Well, actually going to like gyms and things of that nature and meeting some of the wrestlers, and he would like carry people's bags. I remember he said Jake Roberts said on the DVD that Scott Hall, when he first came into wrestling, he goes, "Hey, Mr. Roberts, let me carry your bags for you."
Yeah.
That's one way to get into the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Back in the day, of course.
Yeah. And then Kevin Sullivan offered him a job in Florida. He was called the American Starship with Dan Spivey. I think it's the American Starship.
Yeah, it is the American Starship.
Yeah. I didn't know much about Florida at that time, so.
Then later on, he went to the AWA.
Yeah.
Had a great run as tag champs with Kurt Hennig.
And of course, Scott Hall Scott Hall said it right here on the DVD. Kurt Hennig did all the work. I got tagged in as the hot tag and take the pin. And get the pin. That's all I did.
That Kurt was one of the most unselfish wrestlers that there, because like when it comes to wrestling, there's a lot of big egos.
Yes.
And Kurt Hennig never had a big ego.
And then he went to WCW.
As the Diamond Stud.
As the Diamond Stud. As the Stud Stable with Diamond Dallas Page.
The Diamond Exchange.
Yeah. The Diamond Exchange, and then he started teaming with Oz in that time. In mid-card level.
Mid-card level.
He's kind of getting the Razor Ramon in there as the Diamond Stud. But just not at the right time.
Not at this point.
And then he came to the WWF, and he got Razor Ramon down.
The Tony Montana.
Yeah, and the Tony Montana. And the vignettes were fucking awesome of fucking Razor Ramon.
Actually, the funny thing is, they got the documentary on here.
And they have the outtakes of where he fucks up.
Yes. They got the debut vignettes. They even have the last one is the Razor's outtakes, where he messes up. He goes, "Fuck!" And they got stories on here too.
But yeah, stories. But my favorite Razor vignette was the restaurant.
Yes, you need to go on there.
The fucking restaurant.
What do they call that one on here?
I don't know, but I love that.
Cleaning the table.
Yeah, cleaning the table. I love that.
Go watch that one. That was the best.
That one's funny, Razor talking, and then here comes the guy with a fucking food bill. What is this, man? This is your bill, Senior Razor. You got a bill for me, man? People line up in the door meeting your establishment. What do you want next, man? You want me to mop the floor? Huh? You want me to pick the food from your teeth? Huh? You want me to bust the table for you? I'll bust the table for you, man. There you go, man. I'll clear the table for you, man.
He throws the toothpick.
Awesome.
Yeah. In the outtake, he throws the toothpick and he misses the camera. And he goes, "Damn it, I missed the camera."
But that's my favorite Razor vignette right there. And then the second one had to be the first Carlito, where he takes the plum. There was a plum.
Took a bite of it, spit it right in the guy's face.
And spit it at the camera, Thought that was another good vignette. And then in the WWF, he was having good matches with people. I'm sorry, Scott Hall in WWF as Razor Ramon was having great matches with everybody.
Shawn Michaels,
Diesel, Triple H as Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Fuck, he even had a good match with Dean Douglas, for God's sake.
That's hard to do.
And fucking then he wanted more money because he was a
top guy.
He was a top guy. He thought he was a top guy. He did more than asked, and then he just wanted a little bit more cheddar. But Vince don't do that. No guarantees, opportunities.
So they took a place where they got a guarantee in WCW.
WCW. And then Scott Hall comes to the WCW, which is great. I love the debut of Scott Hall when he came to the WCW. It was fucking great.
Because he went in there in a jobber match.
Fucking
the Mauler, Mike Enos, and Steve Dahl.
Yeah. It was fucking great. Here he comes. You know who I am. But you don't know why I'm here. It's fucking great, Scott Hall cut a great promo in his debut. It was fucking great. And then in the later years of WCW, he started getting drunk.
And they show him getting drunk on here, and his out of control lifestyle, pills, things of that nature.
And then in 2002, when he came back to the WWE, they showed all the stuff he was doing. He just wasn't up to
He wasn't up to the level that he
Yeah.
once was. But I mean, you can't really not knock the guy for that in the first place. I mean, he's a lot older and things of that nature. So I mean,
you know, he had a pretty okay match against Steve Austin at WrestleMania 18.
Like he even said that it could have been better.
You know, they had a pretty good match. Wasn't the best match, but it was a good match. But yeah, it could have been a little bit better. I like the way Scott sold the stunner. Now he did good on that.
I enjoyed that.
And then, you know, he started getting in trouble with the law.
Yeah, they show his mugshot 3 or 4 times on there.
Yeah, you know, he got in trouble with the law.
From 2002 to 2012.
He was always in trouble with the law.
He had
drinking booze. And then they show the infamous indie show.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, it's famous on YouTube.
You know, Scott Hall comes out pretty in bad shape. His eyes are
glazed over.
He's got the hospital band still on his arm. He's barely walking out there, you know. He barely does the crotch chop. He's like this. And then he barely cuts a promo, you know.
Oh, you relapsed.
Yeah, people called him a relapse. And then he barely did the goddamn spinning punch. It was like that. You know, but then he started getting really in bad shape.
We're drinking vodka for breakfast.
You know, and he had a pacemaker in him too.
Yeah, you can't drink alcohol when you have a pacemaker in you.
You know, and then he got the pacemaker got him to go to the hospital. Almost died for drinking alcohol with a pacemaker. You know, and then this
former friend,
you know,
reached out to him.
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page. You know, called him up. You know, didn't know if he wanted to come or not. He offered the invitation
to the accountability crib. If you guys ever watch DDP Yoga on YouTube, you can check that out.
And I like DDP. So,
well, see, the one thing is, there's 2 people in the wrestling business that everybody thought would fucking die because of drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, and that's Scott Hall and Jake Roberts.
And DDP saved both of them.
And I'm glad. I like Jake and I like Scott. And then
they show his process going from DDP Yoga.
And when he first started DDP Yoga, he had a bad hip. You could hear that motherfucker pop.
Like, he had to use chairs.
Yeah, he had to use chairs to do his yoga, almost like Jake did at the time. He had to use chairs too.
Mm-hmm.
And then he needed a hip replacement.
They got the money to raise that.
Yeah. And he made like his hip replacement in 2 days. They got $109,000.
They only needed $80,000.
Yeah, only needed $80,000 and got his hip replacement. He didn't want to ask for the help.
So DDP asked.
You know, Scott Hall didn't want to ask for the help, which I don't blame Scott. I wouldn't want to ask for the help either. You know, I'm gonna do it on my own. But Scott was in a bad shape at that time. So, but look at him now; he's in great shape. You know, he's better than what he was. You know, and then he got his Hall of Fame induction. But Triple H had the only thing the way he can get in the Hall of Fame is if he could be sober for a year, stay on the straight and narrow for a year, and he's done that longer than a year right now. You know, and Scott Hall, you know, I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame. He definitely deserves his Hall of Fame induction, you know. And this, I'm sorry, but this is a great DVD of the Scott Hall story. It's a highly recommend here on Wrestling Rampage.
Especially if you're a Scott Hall fan.
Yes, if you're a Scott Hall fan or Razor Ramon fan, you know, it's definitely a pickup. So here at Wrestling Rampage, we highly recommend you go to your fucking local store, local Walmart, local Best Buy, and get.
Well, our Kmart shut down. They never sell wrestling DVDs anyway. So.
And buy this Scott Hall Living on the Edge DVD. It's fucking great. It's a highly recommend.
And I mean, they got really good matches on here from the AWA, They got matches with Michael P.S. Hayes. They have a $100,000 battle royal. They got that shitty ass Russell Rock from '86. Scott Hall, Kurt Hennig versus the Long Riders. Diamond Stud versus Tommy Rich. They got his Razor Ramon's debut in the WWF against Paul Von Dale in '92 Superstars. Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship against Bret the Hitman Hart. Razor Ramon when he lost to 1-2-3 Kid. They got Intercontinental Championship match against Rick Martel on Raw. Now, that was a fucking good, underrated match. I enjoyed that match. Of course, they had to have the WrestleMania 10 match on here. You know.
Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon.
Yep. Royal Rumble 95, Intercontinental Championship against Jeff Jarrett, against Goldust at the 96 Royal Rumble. Outsiders against Sting and Luger, against Harlem Heat. Then they started getting into the bad years where he was fucking stumbling around and shit, against Jericho and Scott Steiner. Then they have two matches that he wrestled when he came back to the WWE, and that's on SmackDown against The Rock and on WrestleMania 18 against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, if you got the Blu-ray exclusives are the Diamond Stud and Oz versus Z-Man and Big Josh. Non-televised match in Cincinnati, Ohio, Razor Ramon versus Jim Powers, SummerSlam 93 against Ted DiBiase, In Your House, 2-on-1 handicap match against Jeff Jarrett and the Roadie. Then in 99 on Nitro, there's a ladder match against Bam Bam Bigelow and the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. That's on the Blu-ray only.
Yes.
Which, since we went ahead and did the review for this, we're going to go ahead and do the giveaway for this DVD. Now, when we do announce the winner, you're not only going to get this. You're going to get, you'll get like maybe another wrestling DVD, wrestling magazines, an action figure. You don't know what the hell you're going to get. It's going to be like a care package, pretty much. Yeah. You know, and of course, the brand new Scott Hall DVD will be in that package. I don't know if it's going to stand up there. I guess not. But there's the Scott Hall DVD. How you had to enter was you had to let us know in the comments below or on our Twitter or our Facebook your favorite Scott Hall match, your favorite Scott Hall promo, your favorite Scott Hall moment. Razor Ramon, whatever. That's all you had to do to enter. And we have about 6 names here in the bucket. And we'll go ahead and there's the names in there. We'll go ahead and jump this. Tom, you can do the honors. Got one there?
Yep.
All right. Well, the winner is... Oh! Don't know if that's going to pick that up or not, but that is WWE Fan Collectors 14. Yep, there he is. WWE Fan Collectors 14. You are the winner of the brand new Scott Hall DVD that we're going to be sending to your door when we get your information. I know that I believe we have you on Twitter. Just PM, private message us your address, your name, your state, all that stuff, so that we can write it on the package and send it to you. So yeah, and there's the WWE Fan Collectors 14. He's the winner of the Wrestling Rampage Scott Hall giveaway.
Yes.
And this wasn't rigged, by the way. We got other names in here. There's Mike Sears. There's Tim Mazzani.
Yeah.
I believe is what is. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, by the way. There's T&Q Punter. There's Fly Guy. So, yes. So, WWE Fan Collectors 14, you got your brand new Scott Hall DVD on the way when we get your information. So, yeah. So, if you guys enjoyed this, give us a big thumbs up on this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, we might be doing more giveaways here soon. You never know. So, I mean, we just pop them up at random whenever we want to do them. So, yeah, with that being said, make sure you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Wrestling Rampage 2. Follow us on Twitter at Wrestle Rampage. Hit that subscribe button because we do have other great videos coming to you guys. You can believe us on that. Yeah. So, yeah, go out and buy the Scott Hall DVD if you guys haven't yet. It's a really great DVD, or buy it on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So, Wrestling Rampage is that cream that rises to the top.
The cream of the crop, and nobody does it better.